We are about to close in on 200,000 subscribers. This is a crazy achievement for me, and I know a lot of you aren't here obviously because of this style of content and you're here for another type of video, but it's important to me that I post the content that's in my heart, the content that I want to create, which is entrepreneurship, lifestyle and creative. Even if just 10 of you stick around and support the channel, I'd really appreciate it. Business and entrepreneurship is something that I've been pretty obsessed with for a while. The journey started when I was around 16 years old. I was creating videos for brands and I was also doing a little bit of creative work like logo design. The flexibility and the freedom that I got from running a business was amazing, and some of the things that I experienced at that age were also really cool too. In this video, I'm going to share some things that I learned running a business at this age, and maybe some things that if I could go back that I might have changed or done differently, or even just some mistakes that I made that you might not have to make after watching this video. Don't share your age unless you have to. The truth is, while you might feel quite insecure about being so young and being involved in business, clients really don't care. Your clients are much more focused on the quality of work you're producing and the service you're providing, rather than just your age. But having said that, you don't want to just be plastering your age out there and telling people in your initial conversations how old you are, because it could result in some clients maybe not taking you as serious. What I used to do personally was I would complete the work first, and then if they had asked, I would then tell them my age, and that meant that they were able to see the end product first before just throwing me to the side and thinking I was too young to complete the job to a high level. This actually worked the opposite way, because then when clients found out my age, they were quite impressed, and then I would get endless referrals because they would be proud of the work and they would know that ultimately I could deliver as well. We now have the ability to actually learn anything that we want online on places like YouTube, so we can pick up skills such as video editing, graphic design, programming, which once might have required a university course. So you actually no longer need to be a certain age to even learn any of this, as long as you've got the drive to learn and you stay committed. And I think more and more now, clients are actually wanting and preferring to work with younger people just because of the fresh ideas that they bring to the table. Keep your social media professional. Clients love to do their research on the people that they work with. Young people often have a tendency to just post whatever they want onto their social media platforms. This could be about a party you were at the weekend, or it could just be videos and photos of you messing around with your friends. If you're trying to establish yourself as a professional, then you want to just stay away from anything that isn't relevant. I'm not saying you can't post personal stuff onto your social media channels, but you just have to be smart, because you never know who could be looking at that profile. Imagine getting a huge client and everything is just about done, the contract is just about signed, but then they come across a silly video of you acting like an idiot on your Instagram story. I'm pretty sure you get the picture. It just isn't worth it. Spend your time learning new things instead of wasting time. While you're young, it might seem that you've got infinite time to do whatever you want to do, and while this isn't necessarily false, you want to make sure you're spending your time wisely. While it might seem like everyone out there is just partying and trying to have as much fun as possible, it is really important to remember that we are on a different mission. Time that you waste going out to just mess about or party, that could be time that you could spend on learning high value skills that will really help you later on in life. Allocating even just a few hours every week to learning a new skill like programming, video editing or design could honestly be enough to help you get yourself a nice consistent income in the future. As you get older, the free time that you have does start to dwindle away when you're spending time with your family, when you're working on your business, and even just running daily errands. These things you might not have had to worry about when you were younger. Now that I'm in my mid-20s, I have quite a vast skill set. There's a lot of different things that I'm able to do, but I wouldn't really be able to do any of this if I hadn't actually made those sacrifices when I was in high school. Although I did, and I still do, spend time with my friends, you just have to be careful with your time. I just try to allocate a few hours every other day for me to just spend time on things that I know will help me out in the future. And I'm not saying to not enjoy yourself and have fun, because you should, and life is too short to not do any of that. But you just want to be careful with your time and make sure you're spending it wisely, and you're not going to look back in 10 years time and regret the things that you've done, or maybe the time that you have wasted doing things that haven't really brought any fruit to the trees. Focus on your health. This is something I definitely did neglect when I was younger. I used to be up until crazy hours in the morning working on projects or editing videos, and my sleep and my overall health definitely suffered. I'm not saying you need to be some crazy health freak, but you just have to be a little bit careful about what you're eating, about the sleep that you're getting, and the physical activity that you're getting during the day. Whilst you're working or learning, break things up by just getting a bit of fresh air and going for a walk. when it comes to health and well-being, a lot of the time it's the smaller things that end up coming together to make a big impact on your life. To be performing at your best, you do have to take care of yourself, and I did definitely learn this the hard way, but it makes sense because if you're operating at the highest level possible and you're healthy and you're fit, that is 100% going to translate into your business. Listening to more podcasts. Let's face it, we often spend so much time listening to music, listening to the latest tracks on our commute, or whenever we're going to the gym, whenever we're at the gym. But over the last few years, I've tried to switch this out completely for some business-based podcasts on like well-being, lifestyle, entrepreneurship. And this has definitely proved to be super valuable. Some podcasts that I listen to are the CEO cast. The Diary of a CEO is another good one. And recently I've been listening to the First Things First podcast, which has been amazing in the sense of just learning from some of the best that have done it, some entrepreneurs, and just picking up on little tips. And I think it does definitely help, just the way you think, your mindset. So yeah, listening to podcasts has been a game changer for me personally. All of these podcasts are on Spotify as well. And what I do quite like about these podcasts is they're a little bit more chilled out. I have listened to some podcasts in the past and they end up getting really deep on certain subjects, and when you're driving or when you're doing something else, sometimes it can be hard to like focus in too much, so you want just something on in the background that you're going to be able to kind of digest and take from, but not have to really require too much effort. Building a personal brand. You've probably heard this one so many times, but you will know that 2024, everyone is just trying to build a personal brand, and they're doing it for a good reason, because a personal brand is one of the most powerful things that you can have in this day and age. Regardless of the industry you're in, there's always going to be people out there that want to learn from your experience. Don't be afraid to show your face and start creating educational content about the industry that you're in. By doing this, you're actually helping your own business grow as well, because you're positioning yourself as an expert in the field. Clients are much more likely to visit the dentist that helps all the other dentists grow, because that positions you as a market leader. People also love to buy from people rather than brands. I was always known as that young boy with a camera, and I wasn't obviously hiding behind any brand at that point. It was just kind of like me, and it really helped me build more meaningful relationships with my clients because of course I was able to add that personal touch. If you did enjoy this video, I will be posting a lot more content about how you can help improve your life, how you can improve your businesses, and I might also take you behind the scenes of some of my creative based shoots. I always find that to be super interesting. I think it would make great content as well. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because we are closing in at 200,000, which is absolutely wild to think that I've actually got a 100k plaque from last year sitting there. And yeah, it blows my mind the fact that we've done it. We've worked so hard for this, and while it was just one video that blew up, I have been posting YouTube videos for a really long time, and just having one video blow up, and it just shows you the power of not giving up and just being consistent, which is not something I've been very good at. But I love this world of YouTube. I love having the whole setup. I love filming and just recording content. Regardless of whether I've got 10 people here or 200,000 people here, I'm going to continue doing this. And I'm going to do my best to obviously provide content and stuff that might help people and their businesses and maybe learn from the mistakes that I made. So until the next one, thank you so much for watching the video.